So today I'm out here going to do some maintenance on my pond filter out here, which is my sitting right behind me, which is in the blue barrel right there, which is my pond swirl filter that I did. It's a do-it-yourself project that I did. I did a previous video on it. Feel free to go through the list. I'll probably leave a link down below that we could check that out and check that out. But today I'm going to be doing some maintenance on it, which I'm going to be basically cleaning it out, getting some gunk out of there. So basically I have my little pipe, and then I also have a little sock that I'm going to see what stuff I get out of there. So let's go ahead and clean my filter. So first things first, what I do need to do is I do need to remove the cover, which is this thing right here. So let me go ahead and remove that. Nice and tight. I did drill a hole on top of this just to remove some air when it does come up with some water. So let me go ahead and remove this if I can. There we go. And just got to remove. Oops. Just need to remove the lid right there, and that's the inside. That's the inside of my swirl filter. Let me give you a close look in there. And what I do have in there, I do have some of the media in there. What's that called? The oh boy, I forgot the name of the of the media, but it's this this kind of media. I put a bunch in there, and that kind of collects the gunk and whatnot. Okay, sorry about that, plane was going overhead, but basically I totally forget the name of the media. If you do know the name of the media, please put that down below. I think it's like K1 something or something, but it's just basically something I put in there. Looking at some other videos on how to make a swirl filter, some people have used this, which is good to actually collect the gunk. If you see, let me zoom in a little bit, you can see how it's like a little dirty in there, which is one thing I'm trying to do to actually clean that out. So let me go ahead and turn off my pump, and let's get this cleaned out. Okay, so now I do got the filter turned off. I unplugged the pump, and now all I need to do is I'm going to take my little stick right here, which is basically a pipe which I use to redirect the water flow to a different area rather than right by my pump filter. So let me go ahead and all I'm going to do is basically go in here and stir around the media, get all the gunk out of the spots, being careful not to mess with the outlet stuff. So let me just go ahead and go in there and mix it up a little bit, get more of the particles into the water as opposed to being in the media. So give it a little swirl on that. Mix, mix, mix. And then all of that should be drained out when I drain it, and that should go into the sock, which I'll show you as that after that all drains. Now doing it this way, this also will give me a chance to do a bigger water change on this pond, because basically I'll be emptying out this this barrel, and that would also decrease the water in there, and then all I need to do is pump in some fresh water from the system, from the faucet, which is running through my whole house water filters. I don't have to worry about the chlorine in it. This I do have on an automatic water change system where it changes every day. I pump in like 4 gallons of fresh water in here, and that keeps it nice and fresh. I do need to do some other maintenance on this pond, but I'm going to probably save that for another day. But right now I'm just focusing on the swirl filter itself. Definitely take a look at some videos on the swirl filters. I think it's a neat little filter, especially for this pond, primarily because it basically is supposed to filter out all the large particles down to the bottom to be drained out later. Okay, so that should be enough of the mixing. I'm going to let that sit for a little bit and then get prepared for the draining. Okay, so now I'm all set to actually get this drained out. As you can see, I have my pipe which is connected to the filter, and then I have it kind of going that way it's away from the filter, and that way it doesn't pull close to the pond. And now all I need to do is just switch on the I just need to open up the valve, and then the water will drain out of the filter. So let me go ahead and do that. Go ahead and open that up. There we go. It's opened up and it is now draining. While it drains, I'm going to go over this swirl filter a little bit. Basically the water is kind of pumped into the filter and then kind of swirls around in a circle upwards where the drain is, and then as that goes up, the particulates in the water are supposed to drain down to the bottom and settle down on the bottom below where the inlet is. And then basically on the bottom there's a pipe with holes actually to remove those particulates. As you can see right now, the water is draining through that sock right there. I'm just doing that. I don't normally do it with the sock. I'm just doing it with the sock right now just to see the particulates and how well it is being removed. I can see a bunch of particulates on the opening of the sock, which shows that it is working. But afterwards I will show that and see how well this is removing the particulates out of the filter. Also, while I'm waiting for this, if you haven't yet, make sure you do hit that subscribe button, feed that bell. That way you catch all my latest content. So anyways, I'm going to give this some time to drain out, and afterwards done draining, I'm going to close it back up and see how well the particulates are being filtered out using this filter. So stay tuned. Okay, so now the filter is all drained out, and now all I need to do is close the drain back up. And then I'm ready to actually pretty much turn the filter on and get the filter turned back on. But first, I just want to give you a quick look of the inside. Let me finagle my way in here. As you can see the two outlets I have in there, both using PVC with unisills, and you can see all the K1 media in there, which you can't really go. Okay, you can see the inlet is where the water goes into. If you look on the right hand side, you'll see that white pipe right there, which is kind of angled towards the wall. That way when the water comes in, it just swirls around. So basically that's the inside. So let me go ahead and turn my pump back on, and that is the water level of the pond right now. And so let me go ahead and turn the water pump back on. Okay, so I got the water pump turned back on, and the water should be flowing in there again and filling up the filter. I don't know if you can see it well, but the water is going in there, and the water will all go back into the filter, and then start doing this pond again. So let me go ahead and let this run, and we'll go from there. While that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get the sock, and just to see how well the filter did indeed basically filter out the debris. So let me go ahead and do that. Remove the pipe. I'll remove the sock first, and then you can see how well the debris has been all filtered out, and it does look pretty nasty in there. Let me see if I can actually get a view of it. It does look pretty nasty in there, as you can see from all the water flowing out. And this, of course, is the side where all the water was flowing out. So I'm assuming there's a lot more dirt on the bottom there. This is definitely ugly looking, as you can see, as all the gunk and some snails in there as well. But you can see all the gunk that's in there. Definitely not a pretty sight. And that, of course, is the inside of what used to be a nice clean white sock, now filled with gunk from the pond. So definitely doing its job. And of course, look at that gunky side. You can actually see big chunks of it there. Definitely not going to use this sock again. So that sock is going to eventually go in the trash. So I'm going to let this run and we'll go wash my hands. Okay, so I got the pond filter all up and running fully now. It's full. As you can see, the water level on the pond is decreased primarily by about 13 gallons, because that's the size of the barrel. As you can see over here, it is nice and full again, up above where the outlets go back into my pond. And the next thing I'll just need to do now is do some cleaning on the pipes in here and basically refill it back up, which I'm going to go ahead and do that shortly. So let me go and get my phone and get the water running again. That way I get more water in here again. Okay, so I got the filter back up and running. I got it all closed up and cleaned out. Water is being refilled in the pump as we speak, and this is all nice and set. If you do want to learn more about this do-it-yourself pond swirl filter that I did, definitely check out my video on it and take a look at it. This is something I picked up watching some YouTube videos from pond builders. I don't have I'll probably try to include a few links to those as well. That way you can learn more on that as well. So anyways, as usual, keep researching, keep learning, and have a great day. And if you like this video, make sure you do hit that like button. Thank you.